What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here for another video. Today I'm bringing you a video on Power Rangers Ninja Steel. Power Rangers Ninja Steel is going to be coming out this weekend, January 21st, which I am very much so excited for, especially since we just got a recent sneak peek exclusive video for the first episode of Power Rangers Ninja Steel, Return to the Prism. Now, you may be wondering, why did I make a video about this specifically? This trailer is pretty interesting for a lot of reasons. This little sneak peek, I guess you could say. What it features in it, let's just say this much: it gives a little bit of information on the Rangers that aren't just Brody. For those that might remember the first clip that we saw of Ninja Steel, where we got to see Brody inside the base, and that was cool and all that. And we got inside the villain base, and him interacting with Ripcon. And Redbot, which was cool. This shows the other four Rangers, and what's really interesting about this is how it works is that they start off with focusing on Preston coming out of a school bus. He is a magician. Now, many people have been hearing about this. Yes, he's all into being a magician. And you may be wondering, why did they choose to do that? Is that supposed to connect to the Japanese show? Yes, it is, technically, because in the Japanese show he did have magical talents. It's not like he didn't have magical talents before. This isn't something that they just kind of threw in there. It actually is something that is connected to the Japanese show. So please be aware, it's not like they're just trying to do something silly. They're making him silly, but the character that he's based off of was a serious character, so they decided to make him a more comedic magician character, obviously. And so what happens is that obviously he's coming out of the school bus, and you see him coming out, and he ends up causing a couple of girls to have to wait for him to get his handkerchiefs or whatever that are like tied together undone from the bus, since it's caught on there. And so then what happens is that he's trying to say oh, I have a magic show that's coming up the next day or so, and he's trying to give out these flyers to different people that pass him by. Then what happens is we end up seeing Haley and Calvin. Haley is trying to start up Calvin's truck, and Calvin is doing some engineering and tweaking the engine and trying to get it started. So he ends up fixing it. Haley puts it in gear and it works. And then what happens is that suddenly we see Sarah come in on a hoverboard that she's made. And what's important to understand here is that then at that moment it makes a lot of sense. It's very interesting because first of all you have to remember something. The truck that they're trying to fix is Calvin's truck, and the truck is yellow. So, if you know the Zords, yellow truck, that's what it's supposed to be based off of, like some sort of truck. You then see in the back of the truck there is a wolf, like a real wolf, not like the Zord wolves. A real wolf is in the back, and it's like a white, it's like a husky basically, and you can see that that's supposed to represent Haley. Also, you end up seeing that she's coming on this hoverboard, and the hoverboard, if you look on the edge, on the side portions of it, it is the train, basically. It's the train Zord that Sarah has for the Pink Ranger Zord. So there is logic to it. The only one that we really have no idea what the connection to yet is Preston's. All the others, it makes sense. All we know is he's blue. There hasn't been any clear identification how they're going to represent a dragon, but maybe he'll pull something out of his hat that will turn into a dragon. Other than that, I see no other way that they would be able to do a dragon very easily. But it is interesting. So then what happens is that he ends up jumping over Calvin's head because she ends up jumping over Calvin's head because he's in the way of her hoverboarding, and he could have gotten hit, but she manages to jump over him and avoid him. Comes over to Preston. Preston says, oh, I have a magic show that's coming up. But he's first of all amazed because she comes on with a hoverboard, and she then just like kicks it up and then has it in her hand, and she's like, "Thank you, that's so sweet." And then she leaves, and then that happens. Now, the part that excites a lot of people as well, the theme. Let's just say this much right now. Wow. For me, I didn't know what to tell you. I listened to this theme, and at first I wasn't sure what I was feeling, but I mean, I like it. I like the theme. Now, personally, we can get to hear the whole theme, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear if it takes till the actual show to release for us to hear it. Fine. If not, then I wouldn't be surprised if in the next day or so we get to hear the theme early. What's surprising though, back when they did Power Rangers Dino Charge, that was 2 years ago now, obviously. But back when at that time, they ended up releasing the theme right, during Thanksgiving Day, I believe it was. And so, it's a little interesting that they decided to not do that this time. I'm not saying it's a problem, but it is something to note. Personally, what I feel, I like this theme. It's definitely a lot more of a hard rock theme. It does do the Go-Go Power Rangers thing again, which in this case is actually different. The way that they do it, it still does that, but it's better, I feel. And it feels really intense. It has a very intense beat to it. The music sounds really cool. Believe me when I say this, I liked the Dino Charge theme. I got used to it. I knew the words like the back of my hand by the end of the season. I knew it. I knew the theme, and I liked it. This one sounds really cool. I just want to see how it works in context with the actual theme song. Does that mean that I'm expecting them to release the theme song with the actual visuals with this? No, and that's not what they did back when Dino Charge released their theme early. What they released was just the audio track. They didn't release the actual video portion until the show actually aired. So if they choose to, in the next day or so, release the theme without the actual visual portion, that's fine, and that will be able to allow me to interpret things a little bit better. I like what was shown. I like what I heard. I like the look of a lot of different things. I think that this show seems like it's trying to do more and more when it comes to improving where things may have not come across as well in prior seasons that the Neo Saban era has suffered in. And I feel like this one has so far, as far as the Neo Saban era, made me the most excited so far. You have to understand something. When I watch these seasons, I look and I see, does it inspire me? Does it make me interested like seasons that came before the Neo Saban era? Seasons that came from Mighty Morphin all the way to RPM. What is it that they can do to get that kind of hype that people loved? Now, don't get me wrong. I think that there were certain seasons that have happened during this era that have been great, and I think that there have been certain episodes that have been great. But I think that it's important to understand something, that in order for us to really love it, it has to be great. It has to be awesome. You have to love it. You have to say, I can watch this again and I won't be bored. And to me, this is looking really exciting. Now, don't get me wrong, could be terrible, but I'm really optimistic right now. It obviously hasn't even aired yet. We've already gotten descriptions of certain episodes, and I'm looking forward to also seeing Gold come in when he is introduced. But if they can do this well, if they can make this a cool season, a fun season, one that we can enjoy, that's going to be great. For those that do not know, I will be posting a video by the end of the week, probably on Saturday, for the first episode of Power Rangers Ninja Steel, as far as a review goes. I will tell you this much right now, I am looking forward to it so much, so I cannot wait for this season to start up, and I cannot wait to see how this season does. I am very excited. I am very excited to see what they do with Ninja Steel, and it's going to go all the way up until the week right before the movie, which means that we are going to have stuff going on in that way. Then eventually, what do you call it? Q Ranger's going to come out, and that's going to come in February. And then, as I said, movie's going to come out, and then we'll have that. We'll know that it's out, and we'll be able to enjoy everything and reminisce about everything that's come out and say, is this good or is this bad? And I want to hope it's good. So that's about it for me, guys. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think of the trailer. I am going to leave a link in the comments below, probably just to make sure that you guys are aware that if you check the description, you will be able to find the actual video, which I will tell you this much right now is definitely worth watching. If you want to wait till the show actually releases, that's fine too, but I would definitely suggest watching it just to get a sense of what you feel just from a minute and a half of video. Leave your comments below. It's been it for me, guys. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and goodbye.